People think that because someone is different, they are incapable. I think that being disabled does not mean you are incapable. I come from a very simple family. My dad was a cobbler, my mom a seamstress. Since I was very young, 4 or 5 years old, I remember drawing. And everybody would say, "Look, he doesn't have his right hand, but look at what he can do." In my mind as a child, this would comfort me. I would think, I'm good for something, I am developing. Even though I'm handicapped, I can do something not everyone can. So, I fell in love with drawing. I would never imagine I would make a living out of it. When I saw an artist for the first time doing something like this, realistic drawing, I was around 16 years old. I fell in love with it immediately. I was sure it was what I wanted to learn.
Eu tive certeza que era aquilo que eu queria aprender.
The turning point was when I got married. I was making a living out of on-demand work only, and at that time, when I needed more work, the number of demands fell. And people would come to me and say, "How much do you charge to teach?" And I thought to myself, I think something is telling me to do this. I wrote down the names of people who were interested in learning and started calling these people. But as I didn't have a place to teach, I went to their homes. Time went by and it was getting very tiring. That's when I organized some space at my house with some small tables and started teaching there. I thought that I would have a future with drawing when I started teaching. I had an entrepreneurial vision with drawing, and things started to evolve. At that time, I had already moved from the city of Campinas to Prodolski. Here I faced some hardship. I considered stopping drawing, and coincidentally, there was an opportunity to work at the airport in Ribeirão Preto, a nearby town. I would leave home and my kids would still be asleep, and I would get home and they would already be asleep. I couldn't see anyone. Sometimes I wouldn't see my wife for 2 days. It was very stressful. This was when I lost a friend in a car crash. The day he died, I remembered I hadn't seen my parents for 3 months. My dad had Alzheimer's and my mom took care of him. I hadn't seen them because I had no time. I worked too much, barely saw my children. But when I saw this friend of mine, the despair of his son, all that, what if it was my dad? That's when I decided to stop, and I quit the airport job. In 2005, I started a page on Orkut, and I posted my drawings there. Many people would send me messages saying they wanted to learn, but they were from far away. That's when I had the idea of making a DVD and started selling it on Orkut. One day a person contacted me and asked me if I had thought about creating a virtual course instead of selling DVDs. And then I started learning more about the Hotmart platform. New ideas started to arise, and that's when the first fire event happened. I was open to new ideas. I wanted to see all the speakers. I was there to see everything, listen to all the stories, to learn, remember the good things from each one of them, and build my idea of a business. I made a lot of contacts there. I saw that I had the opportunity to grow, to expand my business a lot. At that moment, I decided to stop selling the DVDs and start focusing on creating content to be sold through Hotmart. In the first launch, we made 6 digits in over 1 day. The second one, 6 digits in 12 hours. It was a huge difference. Today, what really makes it possible for me to make a living out of drawing is all this technology. With everything Hotmart provides, everything was much easier, more dynamic. I think I wouldn't have achieved half of what I have without the affiliates. Today we have 1,280 students. It couldn't be better. Working with the digital market was something that really changed the way I live. It made it possible for me to give my children a better education, be closer to my parents. It is very rewarding when you reach people you never knew existed. If I think of an example of someone who worked really hard, it's my father. Today I am like this. Today I understand that he did what he loved doing. One of these days my mother found a small hammer that he used. I put it on his hand and he looked at it for a long time and I asked, "Whose is this?" He said, "It's mine." This moved me because there were times that he wouldn't even remember his own name. He remembered a small hammer because it was something that he really loved doing. There is a saying that goes, if you think about the destination, you don't enjoy the journey. So I enjoy it. I enjoy the moment, every drawing. I see that I learn from every drawing. For every drawing, I am immortalizing my name. Today, I truly make a living out of what I love, and I don't get tired of it.
E não me canso disso.